Hi all, Dan Healy here from the Miami Heat UK. Just giving my thoughts, my musings on the latest on the Kevin Durant situation. A couple of days ago I put out a tweet to say, would Kyle Lowry, Tyler Herro and 4 first round picks be enough to lure KD? And maybe quite rightly, got flamed for saying, of course that's not enough. And on hindsight, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably not enough. But every day that goes by, I see the market really shrinking for KD here because, we know he's an incredible player, a generational, top 2, top 3 player in this league still. But remember, KD gave 2 teams that he wanted to the Nets to listen to go to. That was his destination list: Phoenix Suns and the Miami Heat. Now, Phoenix, as we know, they've pretty much hamstrung themselves now. They're not going to give away Chris Paul. They're not going to give away Devin Booker, and they can't now give away DeAndre Ayton, not anytime soon anyway. Which means their package really will rely being headed up by Mikal Bridges and role players to that sort of caliber. It's not the most appealing. I don't see that would be anything better than Miami could put together. So they've hamstrung themselves. And although we always suspect that if this trade does go down, it's going to be a multi-team package. I think we still expect that. I don't think Miami probably have got enough to get this done on their own, not without putting Bam Adebayo on the table anyway, which is sort of what we hear is still the case, that they're not willing to give up Bam. But I don't know what Brooklyn do in this situation because, as I said, it's a shrinking market for KD. They can do whatever they want. They can trade him wherever they want. They can get whatever package they feel best. But it is a superstar league. It is something I think they're going to work with KD to get something done. And when you look at it as though who else could be positioned to make this trade work, well, let's have a look at one or two of them. I mean, Toronto Raptors is another team that's rumoured to be heavily linked. They're the second favourites behind Miami now in KD's next team. You look at what they could put together, it is a good package. Scotty Barnes, they've said, is off the table, maybe rightly so, Rookie of the Year, massive future ahead of themselves, so he's not in play. But the rest they could put together is obviously very attractive. They've got Fred VanVleet, they've got OG Anunoby, they've got, Trent, they've got, Precious if they need to. There's some players there, Pascal Siakam, of course. They could put together a pretty damn good package. But if they're going to do that, Messiah is going to trade away everybody to get KD and build around him and Scotty Barnes and whatever else they can keep. KD's really got to indicate that he's going to be willing to go there, because otherwise, why would Toronto do that? Why would you give away everything if the player is not giving you any indication that he'd be willing to engage in being in Toronto, for example? And that goes for everybody else that was off his list, which is everybody else, apart from Phoenix and Miami. So, I know people might look at the Kawhi Leonard situation and say, well, Kawhi didn't give anybody an indication that he wanted to go there. He listed about 6 teams. Toronto wasn't one of them, and he went there. Slight difference there is that Kawhi was on an expiring contract. There was 1 year. When he landed in Toronto, all accounts is he wasn't happy. There was even questions of whether he was going to suit up. But he had 1 year to stick it out. And he got engaged, he bought in, and the rest is history. He played the best basketball of his career, and he took an NBA championship away before then returning home to LA for a team that he could choose to go to. Well, Kevin Durant's got 4 years left on his contract. He's not going to do that. He's not going to, surely that he's not going to just want to go to a team where he's not going to be engaged. And if the other teams, the buying teams, know that, then why would they give away everything to make sure KD arrives with him if he's not going to engage? Look at other people that might be involved in this. The Pelicans could put together a good package. Would he want to go there? Tiny market. Memphis, the same. They've got guys that could do it, but will they want to do it? Because you want him to be excited to be there. You want him to be engaged to try and win you a championship. And that's what everybody's timeline is here, to get a championship in Kevin Durant's timeline. And that's why it lines up with the Miami Heat timeline. We all know we're working on Jimmy Butler and, of course, Pat Riley's timeline here. They want the championship, and he's on their list. So, yeah, I got flamed for saying Kyle Lowry, Tyler Herro, and 4 first-round picks for KD. And, of course, I'll still say, yes, that's light. It probably won't happen. It will probably need a multi-team trade for this to go down. But I don't think it's going to be as big as what everybody thinks it's going to be. And every day that goes by, I think that it will continue to go that way. Unless Kevin Durant says he's willing to stick it out, to suit up, to go to training camp with Brooklyn. Hell, even start the season with Brooklyn. But I just don't see it personally. And that's why an NBA champion in Kyle Lowry, an NBA All-Star caliber player in Tyler Hero, young piece, sixth man of the year, and 4 firsts for a 34-year-old. Yes, I know it's Kevin Durant, but it might not be too far wide of the mark. So we'll see what happens. I think Miami still very much in play for this. They're going to keep sitting it out. They are the 2-1 favourites for this to go down, for KD to arrive in Miami. So we'll see what happens, but I'm optimistic.